A high school reunion is like a show and tell of the last 10 years of your life, and I felt like I didn't have anything to show or tell. I arrived at my 10-year class reunion alone, and before I even had the chance to pick up the printed program or the name tag with my senior picture on it, I started getting approached by classmates, and they were laughing, and they were wanting to high five, and they were saying things like, Matthew, what you wrote was hysterical. What you wrote was hilarious. And I thought, what I wrote? What are they even talking about? I was confused. But then I remembered 6 months earlier, I got a reunion registration form in the mail, and it had a ton of questions on it. Like they wanted to know, where do you live? Where do you work? Are you married? Do you have any kids? But the last question on the form, what are your 3 favorite high school memories? And I remember I answered all of those questions accurately, but that last one, what are your 3 favorite high school memories? I made some stuff up. And now I sensed back at the reunion what they were all talking about had something to do with what was printed in that program. I knew I had lied, but I forgot what I had written. So I cracked open the program and scanned down to my name. What are your 3 favorite high school memories? 1, scoring the winning touchdown against rival Tulsa Memorial in the playoffs. Okay, I was never on any athletic team. I had no athletic ability. 2, playing the lead in the high school musical. I could not sing, dance, or act. I was never in a play of any kind. And number 3, having sex with Mrs. Andrews in her car after play practice. So anybody that knew me back then knows if I was having sex with anybody at that age, it was likely with myself. So as far as lies go, these were whoppers. I mean, pants on fire kind of lies. They weren't supposed to, but much to my surprise, they had printed them all, and they were a hit. Everybody loved it, not because they thought that they were true, but because they knew me. Everybody knew they were absurdly false. The idea that I had any kind of talent or sexual prowess was absolutely hilarious to these people. But because of this gag, I had become more popular at my high school reunion than I ever was during high school. High school for me was just a mixed bag of awkwardness, angst, and acne. Joining the math club did not bring me the popularity that I had hoped. But now, 10 years later, back at my reunion, I had some social cachet. Everybody wanted to talk to me because of this gag. I was riding a wave. I was defying gravity. But then something happened that brought it all crashing back down to earth. After cocktails and dinner, the reunion MC stepped up to the microphone to announce a surprise guest speaker. Don't get ahead of me, Austin. We kept her in the back because we wanted it to be a surprise. Please welcome back one of our favorite teachers from back in the day, our drama teacher, Mrs. Liz Andrews. It gets worse. And her husband. Everybody in the crowd did this. And they all turned and looked at me. To say that I felt uneasy would be a gross understatement. I glanced around the room as if for the nearest exit, as if a fire had broken out. But to flee would have just drawn more attention to myself. So what I did is I sunk in my chair and I tried to become invisible. And I prayed, oh God, please tell me she did not read the program. So Mrs. Andrews started her short speech. She seemed really happy, very happy to be there. And I thought, okay, maybe she didn't read the program. But toward the end of her speech, her attitude kind of changed. She kind of snapped, and she pointed at me in the back of the crowd, and she said, Matthew Paul Weatherbee. My whole world froze. She had read the program. The drama teacher was about to unleash some drama. And I was 28 years old, but I felt like a kid again. I felt like a kid getting in trouble at school in front of all of my classmates. It scared me so bad I peed a little bit. She said, "Matthew, I just want you to know." But then her face relaxed and a big smile broke out. She said, "I want you to know that was one of my favorite memories too."